Welcome back here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds right now for tonight's second game matchup. This one coming up between the 0-1 Trash Pandas and the 0-1 Stranglers. The two netminders here tonight. First for the Stranglers, it's going to be Nick Rowe. Through one game played, he's given up 8 goals against. He's made 36 saves. What a night it was for him back on opening night. Once again, that was a opening night loss. Score of 8-1. As for the Trash Pandas, man in the pipes for them, it's going to be Evan Goldberg, as well as giving up 8 goals against in his first game with 25 saves against. Your points leaders for the Trash Pandas, it's a 3-way tie at first. Cameron Baxter and Aaron Proctor both with a goal. Zach Coots with 1 assist. And then for the Stranglers, it's a 4-way tie with 1 point. Pringer with a goal, Bullock with a goal, Josh Edwin with a goal, and Brian Copa with an assist. The leading point scorer after last season, that was Daniel Jumpa through one game, still looking to get his first point of the season. Another one of those names at the top of the list last year, that was Aaron Proctor. She has a goal so far on the season. Puts her right up there at the top in points through one game played. Warm-ups have been completed here inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, so we're just moments away from opening puck drop here at the Fairgrounds Arena. 3 20-minute frames are up, and then we'll be set for puck drop. Once again, apologies here to not have full lineups for either team, so I'll do my best with what I have here on the night. Looks like it's going to be Cameron Baxter to take the draw for the Pandas. On the other side, it's going to be Daniel Jumpa. Still waiting here for the Trash Pandas line to get out as Hamilton makes his way over to the right point. And away we are set to go here at the Fairgrounds Arena as the puck's dropped. Able to win it back was Baxter. D pass up top, able to get it over to Mulcahy. Try to work it down low for Hamilton, just out of his reach as it was going to be played by a Strangler. Working back deep to their own defensive zone. 15 seconds gone here in the period. As we still have a loose puck in the neutral zone. Baxter nearly had the turnover as it's going to be worked up top for Jumpa, looking for his first point of the season. Cutting back in with it. Shot save made by Goldberg. Rebound shot comes right out in front. Once again, I believe that came off of the stick of Jumpa. 2 shots here in the first 30 seconds of this one. Playing it down in the corner, Ted Hamilton. Down length of the ice it goes. Jumpa gonna pick it up in his own far side corner. Gonna play it down low for 39. Trying to clear it out of the zone as that was kept in at the point for a moment as Baxter is able to work it, or not keep it in, that is. DD pass down low. Okay, surveying his options. Gonna go up top. Able to hold on to it for the time being and backhanded in deep. Right in front of the netminder for the Stranglers, that being Nick Rowe. Comes down low as the Stranglers have a 2-on-2 as they hit the offensive blue line. Spinning around, try to get a centering feed. Here comes Jumpa with a shot, sent it wide. Jumpa once again still looking for his first point of the season. As here comes Krumanacher up top, able to get around Hosevar, hitting the blue line. Have 2 men to beat, gonna stop, nearly takes a tumble from the left hash marks. Fires a shot on as Rowe was able to glove it and hang on to it. Minute and a half gone into this one. Gonna have an offensive zone faceoff here for the Pandas. Both teams giving up 8 goals on their opening night, as they both tried to avoid that here in game number 2 of the season. Here's a chance now for the Stranglers. Holding shot, saved by Goldberg. Went right off the bottom half of his left pad. As the Pandas are going to send it right back the other way. Try to get it over to Krumanacher. Firing a shot on Rowe, able to keep it in front of him. Rebound comes all the way out to the bottom of the point. Try to get a center from up top on the one-timer. Got sent wide. Hosevar going to take it behind the back of his net. Being pinched off by Krumanacher. Going to try and play it back to the corners. It comes out for one of the Stranglers. To the point. Trying to dump it down. Gets it around Gerbrandt. As it's going to be work from Hosevar. Down low. Yes. I'm trying to find out what happened to that. Kerbrant with a shot on. Goldberg able to keep this one out as he holds on to it. 17:07 to go here in the first two. Full line changes here. Sorry for the breaks there. Dropping my pen during the play. Jumpers line coming back out here for the Stranglers. On the other side, it's going to be the Hoots line. Puck's drop, Jumper able to win it back, but won it just a tad bit too cleanly as it came all the way back out to the neutral zone. Puck still loose, open through the neutral zone, going to throw it up high, trying to get it to the Strangler that was just tagging along up high, just went out of his reach as it's going to be played down low into the corner for an icing. 16-16 to go here in the first. 4-2 shots on goal in favor of the Stranglers. Large majority of the Stranglers this season are going to be part of that Gold Diggers team from last year. Some of those guys being, of course, number 17 of Daniel Jumpa, 22 of J.D. Apt, 6 of Kevin Gerbrandt, and 36 of Rob Hosevar. As for the Trash Pandas, they're going to stick once again with some of the same players alongside a lot of the teams here. Back in game number 1, the Berg Street Bullies was a very similar team back to the Pink Panthers last year. The Pink Panthers taking just about half of the season before they got their first win. Here in this season, through 2 games, they have 2 wins. As it's going to be played down low for Krummenacher. Just out of reach of jump as it's going to be played down low to the defensive blue line. It goes for the Stranglers. Cross-ice feed trying to get it to Jumpa. Has it with him, nearly picked off by Hoots. Drops it down low, Jumpa. Tried heading down toward the goals. It's going to be picked up and gone back the other way. 3-on-2 now for the Pandas as it the blue line. Pinched all the way back out and down the length of the ice it goes. Not going to be an icing, although Riccardi was wanting it to be as he trailed toward the goal line. Caught it over for Cameron Baxter. One feeds it down low for Krummenacher as he works it back for Baxter. 2-on-2 from the hash marks, cleared up by Apt. And sent all the way back in. A delayed icing. Offsides call, that is. Hosevar able to get it down low, looking to get it to Gerbrandt. Just out of his reach is Mulcahy, or Cardi, that is, apologies. Trying to work it past the blue line as it's sent back low for Krummenacher. Back over for Riccardi. Had a 3-on-2 opportunity if they're able to hurry. Pochek decides App's going to come away with it for the Stranglers as they hit the blue line. Gerbrandt with it to the neutral zone. That's Hosevar to the right. Gerbrandt going to take it in. Got a stick on was from Riccardi. Right in the slot. Had a chance down low. Winds up. Fires one on to Apt. Right in front of the feet of Goldberg. Stays out as a rebound comes in off the stick at 22 of Apt. Hits his first goal of the night. And gets his first goal of the season. 1-0 Stranglers here. 13:42 to go in the first period. Oh my God. Puck shot working it forward right after a goal. Gerbrandt trying to work it back in deep. Down low, trying to ring it around the back of the netminder to the point. Apt. Gonna play this puck once again behind the net. Riccardi the first one to it for the Pandas. Tried to clear it down low, got a turnover for the Stranglers. Tried to deke around him okay, ended up losing the puck. As Cameron Baxter is able to come away with it. Working it down low for Ted Hamilton, but overskates it. As here comes the Stranglers, having to wait to retouch back in on sides was Hosevar. Now end up losing the puck, but the Stranglers were lucky enough to get a shot off on Goldberg. And if they've done any bit of homework between the Trash Pandas last game and now, they would know that any shot has a chance of going against Goldberg. And again for the Trash Pandas, Nick Rose giving up 8 so far in the season as well. Centering feed goes off the skate of Mulcahy as it goes up top. Stranglers able to keep it in from the top of the point. App going in for a line change. Nearly ended up hurting him there as here comes Ted Hamilton down low. Try to get a centering feed just out of his reach as it's going to be played by the defenseman here for the Stranglers. Chips it up top for Gerbrand. Spinning around. Going to be a turnover as the Pandas able to come away with it. Nearly a defensive zone disaster there for the Pandas as it's going to be lost down low. Okay with it. Trying to get our own turned over. Here's a chance now for the Stranglers up top. Shot! Save by Goldberg. Throws his glove out to the left. Hangs on to it. 1-0 score here in favor of the Stranglers thanks to J.D. Apt. Right at the 16-minute mark of period number 1. Gets this one back, Jumpa. Krumanacher trying to work it out as Riccardi's going to play it in front of the net of Goldberg. Stranglers with it to the point. Holds, trying to get one up top for a redirection, but couldn't hold on to it as it's me, Riccardi. Far side corner trying to chip it out as it's held in. From the top of the slot, Krumanacher's able to turn it over, try to clear it out. Ended up whiffing on the pass, but got enough. Got enough juice on it to clear the blue line as it's going to find its way back over for Riccardi. Chipped it down low, not able to hold on to it as that's going to go down length of the ice for an icing. 11 minutes to go here in the first. Behind the net it goes of Nick Rose. It's going to be played down low in the corner, trying to keep it in. Riccardi going to dump it in deep to the top of the circle, trying to get a redirection out in front. The Stranglers going to just toss it back over to Nick Rowe. He'll cover on top of it, keeps this one out as it's a 1-0 game, just under 10 to go here in the first period. 8-3 shots on goal in favor of the in favor of the Stranglers. That really technically was not a shot on goal, but they gave it to him, which at this point of the game might as well. As it's going to be Hoots going up against Gerbrand. Jumpo, as he was able to win it back. To the point, Riccardi keeps it in from the circles. Spinning around, trying to get it back to the point for Hoots as it's going to be played down low to the near side corner. Riccardi still with it. Shot got blocked by Jumpo. Still loose in the corner, Apt able to work it forward for Jumpo. Holding up, has a lot of time to assess as his pass got pickpocketed by Hoots as it's going to be worked all the way back to Jumpa. Right place at the right time. Saucer pass up top just out of the reach of his man as it's going to be played by Riccardi. Pass down low for Krumanacher. Nearly had a chance there as he just about lost an edge as Apt has it. Try to work it up top. Finds it to 12 as here comes Hocevar, but could not hold on to it. As the puck just loose at the point in the offensive zone here for the Stranglers. Down low for Krumanacher, going to drop it back to Hoots as he was being pressured by Jumpa. Hoots with a lot of time in his own defensive zone. Goes up top and clears it down length of the ice for an icing. Not something he was wanting to do there, but can't take it back once you do it. So this will go all the way back deep to the defensive zone for the Pandas. 12 minutes gone here into the first. Still only one goal scored. As we go back into game number 1 here for the Trash Pandas. It was an 8-2 final against the Camel City Mafia. As the Mafia scored 4 goals in the first period, 2 goals in the second, and then 1 straight away into the third before the Trash Pandas were finally able to knot up their first one of the season. That was thanks to Cameron Baxter, the 8:03 mark of the third period. Out of the 2 goal scorers for the Pandas that night, it was Cameron Baxter and Aaron Proctor from what I've noticed so far, Aaron Proctor's not here in game number 2 of the season, so they're going to have to rely on a lot of different men. As I was mentioning back in the pregame, as that was nearly offsides, comes down low, 25 shot, scores! Ties this one up at 1, right at the 7-minute mark here of the first period. Once again, apologies here to not have a 25 on my roster. Was able to send this right over the glove hand side of Nick Rowe. As here comes Baxter right off the draw, trying to get the 1-goal lead as they've been trailing so far through most of this first period. Captain Riccardi tried to work it deep. Baxter able to keep it in at the blue line. Top for Riccardi, but couldn't hold on to the changes. It's out for the Stranglers. Back to the neutral zone. Baxter down low for Hamilton and on sides. Has a man chasing up top. Would have been a great chance to have somebody sitting on the back door, but couldn't get it to him. As Hamilton ends up losing it to Gerbrandt. Up top, Gerbrandt plays it off the skate of 1. As it bounced all the way back to him, as here comes the Stranglers in on sides. On-man rush, 2-on-3. And he dropped down low. Has the plate off him okay. Right out in front of Goldberg. Rebound shot goes off the post and stays out. Stranglers still with possession. Right out in front. Shot pad saved by Goldberg as it's just sitting right out in front of his left pad. Baxter able to clear it to the corner. Couldn't get it out. Here's a chance once again for the Stranglers. Taking it behind the net. Still with it. Gerbrandt shot goes off the body of okay. Drops right at the feet of him as it's going to be played down low from Riccardi. Down length of the ice it goes. That's going to be far enough for an icing. 5:20 to go in period number 1. Offensive zone face-off coming up here for the Stranglers. Hamilton trying to work it back. Kept in top of the circles for now from the Stranglers. As Gerbrandt's going to let it go all the way down low from okay. Kept in behind the back of the net. Okay, still trying to chip it out as it's going to come down low. Stranglers still with it. Spinning around top of the slot. Working down to the top of the point. Holds, fires, trying to get a tip right out in front as that's going to go into the netting. But not the back of the net as that goes up and out of play. Under 5 to go here in the first period, as we're going to have just about a full line change here for both squads, except for number 4 here of the Stranglers. Once again here, apologies about not having any rosters here on the night. Krumanacher's line going up against Jumpa's line. Puck dropped, was tied up for a minute. Able to come out for the Pandas, but couldn't get it out. Here's Jumpa, fires one in. They had a chance to go 5-4. Rebound, scores! Number 4, the Stranglers, able to put this one right past Evan Goldberg. And gives him a 1-goal lead back here with 4 to go in the first period. Daniel Jumpa, able to get his first assist of the season. Once again, having the most points at the end of last year. Kept in Riccardi for a second. Played off the skate of 1 as it's back out to the neutral zone. App taking it behind the net. Krumanacher was pressuring it hard. Has a chance down low. Try to drop it back top of the circle. Still with it. 25 fires one on. Try to get a tip. Rebound. Net comes off and there's the whistle. A very late whistle at that. Looking back at last year, Danny Jumpa through 20 games had 49 points, 35 goals, and 14 assists. And so far here in game number 2, he only has 1 assist. Some other guys from that team last year include Gil Myers, Kevin Gerbrandt. He had 9 goals, 10 assists for 19 points. That would put him 3rd on the team. Alongside with Hosevar, he was 5th in points. He had 18 points in 20 games. Along with the rest, Evan Goldberg was their goalie that season. Went 12-8 with a 5.2 goal against average through 1,201 minutes played. Down low for 21 of the Pandas. Shot goes wide. Rowe was able to glove it down low, hold on to it. 2 minutes to go here in this first period. Did you play upper last year? Okay. And you have a goal this year too, right? I thought you did. Down low to the corner, Jumpa. Apologies, as Apt and Jumpa was down in the corner trying to get it away from Hoots. Back to Jumpa behind the net, able to get a turnover, still with it. Jumpa somehow able to get it away from the danger behind the back of the net with 1:40 to go. Here comes Apt down low. Has some time, holds, shot. Saved by Goldberg. Comes down to the top of the blue line. Going to be played in offsides, a delayed offsides at that. Those who are nearly had a chance to keep it in. Down low, here's a chance for the Trashmen. A shot! Saved by Rowe. Rebound shot from Hoots. Not able to get much on it. Holds, shot goes off the body of Jumpa as it heads itself to the near side corner. Apt with it with a 1:10 to go in the first. Going to play it down low for 14 of the Stranglers. Heading the blue one, end on side. Shot goes wide of Goldberg. 25 trying to clear it out. Goes off the body of the ref on the far side. As here comes Riccardi up top. 2-on-2. Riccardi hitting the blue line, spinning around. Just waiting for some reinforcements with under a minute to go here in this first period. Try to drop it back to DeSlot as here comes 14. Going to be a 2-on-1. 3-on-1 if they hurry. 14 holding. Try to get a centering feed. Goes off a body and behind the back, and then it goes with 34 seconds to go here in period number 1. Krumanacher chasing right up through center ice as they hit the blue line. Top of the circles, trying to cut in front. Still loose. Shot. Got a piece of Rowe as it's going to be played back behind the back of the net. Stranglers able to come away with it. 13-9 shots on goal so far here through the first period. Chance here. Jump able to clear it out to center ice with 7 seconds to go here in period number 1. Goes off the body of Baxter with 1, and that should do it, and it will for the first period. Going to take a quick 1-minute timeout here, and we'll be back here for the start of period number 2, 2-1 in favor of the Stranglers. I'll take a quick break and I will give you a rundown of what I'm doing. So, there's a program I use called OBS. It's the same thing that Firebirds use on away games. Just about every FBHL broadcaster or away broadcasters will use this program. So, I've learned this inside of me, probably more than anybody else. So, down here, there's different scenes. So, I have one that's made for PHA alone. I have one for baseball, I have one for commercials. Anything that you can think of. So say you have commercials, say you have post-game stuff. You'll make your own different scene. So you see here on this left side, this is a preview over to the rights program. Anything on this right side is what's going to be live. For YouTube. Anything on preview is what is getting ready for what you want to flip it to. Anything on the right side is what is ready. So I can come down here if I have a commercial that I want to use for intermission or media content. I come down here. I have a visit Winston-Salem moment that I just found somewhere random that you've probably seen here. So right now it's just sitting right here. If I can. So improve here. It's playing. If I wanted to switch it over, I'd press transition. I can do commercials if I was running a second camera, like the one I had in the corner. Yeah. or if I had one up literally anywhere else, I could have it in a different scene, or I could just easily switch it back and forth. In each different scene, there's different stations. So obviously there's going to be the main camera. I also have the scoreboard feedback. This is also where I have the rolling different bottom, which I stopped up with a long time ago. I also at one point had spelling readers. I got my play-by-play cameras tag. At one point I had starting lines, but nobody played many lines. My team did, for alone, but nobody else. And then I have my Philly special. That's pretty much the basics of it. The video to YouTube is, unfortunately I can't put up here. I'll go over to YouTube and show you. So there is a stream feed. It's, in a sense, like it's how the TV goes out. So you don't have to run off this computer. I could run it off the video game. I could run it off a different laptop. I could run it off my phone. Yeah, as long as I have that feed, which is now. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like your link URL in a sense. So that's what sends it over. For my score, the score button that I use. Just one second, I'll make it a little easier. Very basic. You can turn shots on goal on and off, but since I know they're not active here, you don't need to bother with it. Goals are here. You can easily just add one, take it away. Times here, pause, periods, and then penalties and goals. And I've learned after a while, if you either type in numbers and add to it, or if you know the person's name, you can type the person's name. And then put it on. This is what I used for, like, so I know who is here, how many goals they had. This is in the first game of the season, so I didn't play that many. But generally, so this number on the season has 3 goals and 2 assists. So I would know this one has 5 goals. I mean, it's just Golden Knight, since I got my numbers, I'm not researching everything. I went to
I'm not staying behind the net with my helmet off.
Oh. Jeez, halfway through the second already. Let me make that bigger for you. If you want to run the camera next period, you can too.
I was gonna say, if she wants to continue to run.
Oh, I'm telling you, she probably doesn't. Apologies there about being gone. 14 of the Stranglers able to poke this one home. Goes top shelf, hits the corner, and bounces out right under the 10-minute mark here of this second period. Apologies there, not the third period. 3-1's your score in favor of the Stranglers. As 14's able to get his first one of the night. Once again, apologies here. Not sure if those are one of the ones that scored back on the opening night for them, as both of these teams currently sit 0-1. As this is cleared down to the ice for an icing right at the 9-minute mark here, the second period. As we're going to have an offensive zone face-off here for the Trash Pandas. Much desperately needed here for them as they trail by 2. They were able to respond fairly quickly back in the first period to tie this one up at 1. Although the Stranglers were able to poke one home just a handful of minutes after they get that 1-goal lead right back from number 4. Spinning around the corner, Krummenacher out to the point. Here's Riccardi. Holds, shot, tipped from Jumpa as it's going to be played down into the corner. Jumpa with a full head of steam. Hitting the blue line, Jumpa with it. Holds, deeks. Here's a chance, 14 shot, tipped from Jumpa. This is going to be covered up from Goldberg. And Jumpa giving Goldberg a hug right there in the crease. 21-13 shots on goal in favor of the Stranglers. With a backhanded shot. Gerben right out in front. Pucks loose right at the near side goal line. Nobody was home to poke it home as Hoots trying to work it up. Apt keeps it in. Top of the point. Holds taking up top. Krummenacher trying to play the back check. Still with it. Apt. Now behind the net. Still with it. To the point. Holds. Fires one in. Scores right from the point. This one goes right to the left of Goldberg. 4-1's your score as it's a 3-goal lead in favor of the Stranglers. 7:13 to go in the second. And right now it's all momentum here for the Stranglers. One of the complaints here for the Trash Pandas are too long of shifts. They have a little bit of a short bench, not terribly short. If you know, there's a 7-man bench. Well, if you look at it, it's the exact same here for the Stranglers. Back behind the net it is for the Stranglers. Turned over, here's a chance for the Pandas. Fires one on, saved by Rowe. First shot here against Rowe in a handful of minutes. As we'll have another offensive zone face-off here for the Trash Pandas. Quick line changes are definitely important here when you're with a short bench, as this could be something that could be detrimental in the third period, especially with the ones on the Stranglers that have a lot of legs left. One of those being Jumpa. You know, there's a 3-goal limit. That's going to be a tripping call here against Apt. That's been covered up by Rowe, so we will have our first penalty of the night. Clock's going to be stopped at... Clock's still running here at 43, 42, 41. It's going to be stopped at 40 against... JD Apt. As a puck's dropped, and it's going to be cleared out by the Stranglers. Riccardi's going to be the first one to it in front of the netminder of Goldberg. Once again, Trash Pandas here are on the power play. Although it looks like the Stranglers are having a lot of zone time with it here, or at least puck possession at that. As Garment will take it back deep into his own defensive zone and clear it out to center. Pandas work it forward for Baxter as he hits the blue line. That's going to be played in offsides and kill a lot of precious power play time here with 90 seconds to go on the penalty. That was a 2-minute tripping call to Apt. Had the opening goal back in the first period that gave the Stranglers a 1-0 lead. That coming close to the 16-minute mark of period number 1. That was followed up by the goal from 25 of the Pandas. 25 with it now, working up top, hits the blue line, trying to poke it home deep. Left it back for Krummenacher. Top of the circle, trying to leave it for Riccardi as here comes Jumpa. I'll just clear it down length of the ice. Decided not to go after it and just to let the rest of his team do the work. Down the corner. Never mind, here's Jumpa short-handed. Holding shot, sent it wide. Has a hard shot. We've seen it so far through 2 straight games, but has yet to poke one home, nearly offsides there. As there's 30 seconds left on the penalty to Apt. One thing I just noticed is Apt's in the wrong penalty box. Krummenacher got sent hard into the back of the net. Appears to be doing okay here as still waiting to retouch back in on sides as now they are with 10 seconds to go on the man advantage. Right behind the net as the Stranglers are going to pick it up. They have some time to kill as they'll dump it down link to the ice with 2 seconds. That will do it for the man advantage as Apt is going to race his way all the way back over to the bench. That should bring out, I thought it was going to bring out Hocevar, as it's going to bring out the one in all yellow up top. Turned over, here's a chance for the Stranglers, trying to work it up top for 4. Got to stick to it from Riccardi, so no icing. Hoot's going to take it behind the back of his net. Turned over, here's a chance right out in front, and all alone, shot, rebound. Comes down low, still with a chance, fires one in, got tipped out in front as it's just loose on the near side corner. There's 3 grade A chances there for the Stranglers, and we get a 5-1 game. Goldberg standing head over heels here, keeps this one out as here comes Jumpa. Shot, once again saved by Goldberg as it's going to come down low. Odd man rush, 3-on-4 as they're going to hit the blue line. End up over skating it as Hocevar is going to clear it down to the corner. Gets it back, here's a chance. Losing it down to the corner, Hocevar trying to work it out, kept in top of the point. Shot tipped, nearly able to send it 5-hole as Hoots. Rowe able to cover this one up right in between the trappers. 2.5 to go in the second. Shots on goal, 25-16. Still in favor here of the Stranglers. As it's going to be Kerbrant's line back out here for the squad in yellow. The black and yellow, that is. As here's a chance up top. It has one man to beat. Both of them goal scores. 14-on-15. Shot! Goes right through the 5-hole of Goldberg. Never got a stick to it. As 14 gets his second goal of the night right at the 2-minute mark here in the second period, making it 5-1. Josh Edwin with the assist on that last goal. Thank you, Tyler. Down low in the corner, trying to get a center pin, goes off the feet of Baxter and nearly found its way on net. Just went wide as I still want to call them the Gold Diggers. The Stranglers have it down low, trying to work it back out to center as Baxter's going to work it down to the near side corner. To the point, Mulcahy. Holds, has time, fires on, tips, goal! Went off the post. Apologies there, as I thought Mulcahy had his first of the season. Cleared out to the neutral zone, going to be poked down low. And on side, it's going to be a foot race now between Mulcahy. Leaves it for 14, fires one, pad saved by Goldberg with under a minute to go here in the second period. Downlink to the ice, it goes to the defensive zone here for the Stranglers. With 33 seconds to go, chipping it forward for Gerbrant, leaving it for 12, touching it for the other side. Gerbrant hitting the, just over skates it, nearly had a chance to go 1-on-2 toward the right, as it's going to be up top for Krummenacher. 17 to go, chips it off the far side boards for Baxter. Not able to get it out, 12 kept it in, but went forehand, backhand, and out of the zone. Here comes Krummenacher with 8 seconds. This one goes wide of Rowe. As Hocevar trying to clear it out. Goes up top for 14 with 1 second to go. That will do it here for period number 2. Going to take a quick 1-minute timeout, and we'll be back here for the start of period number 3. Shots on goal, 27-17 in favor of the Stranglers as they lead at 5-1.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina is a city with a rich history of reinventing itself. Here you can wine and dine back in time, or raise a glass to the future. Witness history in the making, or savor the present moment. That's why you'll love visiting Winston-Salem. Our past is present, our future is bright, and our city is yours to explore. Look forward. Travel back to Winston-Salem.
Welcome back here to the third period. 5-1's your score in favor of the Stranglers. Hocevar trying to keep that in at the point. As here comes Krumanacher as he hits the blue line. Hold shot, glove saved by Rowe. He'll hold on to this one. 30 seconds gone here in the third period. Yeah, I went into engineering, started doing media stuff for the Thunderbirds, and went, why don't I just go sports management?
Yeah.
Like, all the stuff I've learned in my classes, I had already known, so they really didn't teach me anything. I was paying for classwork that I already knew.
Charlotte does classes for this specific thing. I was like, well, you know, if I could get to Charlotte for 2 years, it's only an hour from Oxford. So.
I know High Point's expensive, but High Point has a good program in that as well.
I was going to say, I didn't check if Wake Forest thing.
Their hockey program, they have a guy that does play-by-play. He's not.
Good.
And I mean, it's not even the fact about the play-by-play. It's just his setup and stuff is not high caliber. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you know, you got decent quality for the video, decent quality for your sound. I mean, the sound is important. You don't want to sound muffled.
It took me so long to get a good mic for this.
I was going to say, the guys that run the Thunderbirds games have on the headset mics.
I would have one, but those things are pretty expensive. Then I'd also
Even that, honestly, oh, that was nice. Top shelf.
goes right over the top of Goldberg, makes it 6-1 here in the third period. Did you see who got that one? 4.
Where'd it go?
Okay, 4.
Yeah,
4 with his second goal of the night. Got the go-ahead goal back in period number 1, making it 2-1, and now 6-1. As it's going to be worked right back to the left here for the Stranglers. Trash Pandas able to take away down low. It's going to be 2-on-2 if they're able to keep it in on sides. They do. 25 fires one off the back glass. As it's going to set back by the net of Nick Rowe. Comes out for Hoots. Holds still with it. Going to drop it down low to the goal line. Trying to find a centering feed. Goes through the hash marks. As here it comes for the Stranglers. 3-on-2. Heading back to the left. Fires one on. Pad save. Rebound. Backhanded shot. Not able to get much on it as it's still loose down in the corner. Kumanacher trying to go at it as it's going to be left for Riccardi. Cleared downward to the ice as that's going to go far enough for an icing. 16:45 to go in the third. Yeah, whenever I started doing stuff for the Thunderbirds, I did just the computer stuff. Between the computer stuff and running the camera.
You down there now.
They need me down there.
I've been the past couple weekends here and everything, so I noticed you down here.
Yep.
All of us guppies from lower league sit at like 205 right here and stuff, 205, 206.
Yeah, I started, I'm like, I really like doing this, running the computer and all this. I'm like, I'd like to make this a career. Well, I realized down here in the Fed, they don't get paid.
They don't get paid? Even for like
the play-by-play guy gets paid.
What do they do for away games? Do they just have like
it's one guy.
They just have one guy.
It's a broadcaster. That's it. He's the one running the scoreboard. He's running the commercials. He's doing play-by-play.
I mean, we don't have a lot of money to go around out of Fed.
Now, they do get the camera feed from the home team.
Yeah, I figured.
But everything else is run from that one guy. Hamilton with a shot on. That's going to be saved up from Rowe. He'll cover this one up. 15:30 to go in the third period. But yeah, I realized after that I won't be getting paid to just do computer stuff. I'm going to have to do play-by-play.
Yeah.
So I went, you know what, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, so I feel like I'd be much better at play-by-play than anything else, but it's important to learn everything.
Especially if you want to be like, you're going to have to start out low in the minor leagues.
You got to get entry into somewhere.
Exactly.
And
you're going to be starting
low.
You're going to be starting low minor leagues. So
even if you get in as an analyst, you're also on the mic, but play-by-play guy's doing his thing, and then you just chime in between plays.
Here's a chance, 14 shot, saved by Goldberg, right out in front. Comes out for Krumanacher as it's going to be worked up top. Gerbert applying in the back check as they hit the blue line. He's still with it. Gerbert still pressuring it as he's able to take the puck away and leave it for 15. Gerbert trying to clear it out. Well, Mulcahy keeps it in at the point, working it down low. 14 gets the turnover. Comes down low, has a odd man rush. 14 with it, shot! Glove save, gonna keep it right in between his pads. 14:09 to go in the third period. So yeah, I realized that you're gonna have to do everything in order to.
The only way you get in is by knowing people.
Mind you, the broadcaster for PD, for the Ice Cats,
yeah.
spent 5 years with the Nashville Predators.
Spent 5 years with the Predators. I heard everybody talking on the FPHL groups that the best announcer in the league's on the podcast. I heard he has a lot of excitement.
He does have a lot of excitement. Which you definitely need, but at the same time, you don't want to be overly excited about everything.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to make their ears bleed.
Yeah. The broadcaster of the year last year was from Binghamton.
Yeah, Binghamton.
And, we played him this past weekend, and
Yeah.
really nice guy. He knows what he's doing. Outside of play-by-play, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
His stat sheets that he brings are, it's not just 2 papers. It's a book of information. When the Thunderbirds had Drew Blevins, he had information on the building, on the city of Winston, on this, on that. If we went up to, say, Port Huron, he had information on the building that they played in Port Huron, the city of Port Huron, the history of hockey in Port Huron, the weather last week in Port,
Yeah.
he had a full list of stuff in case there was a long stoppage or for PHA, I don't need more than this. But
You're already doing a lot.
and then that questionnaire I sent out gives me a lot of extra stuff.
I never finished filling mine out.
All good. For the main reason that I get guys to do it, obviously I want to know fun facts about, y'all.
Yeah.
I want to know whatever number you pick for your actual jerseys and whatever team you are on.
Yeah, we'll help you more.
Because say Jones tells me his number's 13. Sure, I know what team he's on. I can look up what team he's on. But if he doesn't tell me, I'm not going through player by player telling me where they're at. I'm not doing that. Should I? Probably, but. Hamilton trying to clear it out. Kept in from App, top of the point, skating in, still with it, trying to chip it up over the shoulder. Goldberg got a piece of him, and it's going to be out for Baxter the other way with 11 minutes to go here in the third period. To the blue line, Baxter drops it down for Hamilton, trying to get a shot off. Sharp angle shot. Got a piece of row as it's played back behind the net as here comes Jumpa up forward for Apt. To the blue line. Just in onside, shipping it to the far side, rebound right out in front, firing it in. It's going to be kept in from Apt. Covered it up as Apt fired one on. Well, attempted to bat it through the 5-hole, that is. Kept that one out. 10:40 to go here in the third period. Shots on goal slightly catching back up. 34-23 in favor of the Stranglers. It's so hard to be neutral during this. Quick shot here from 15. Rebound, scores! Trying to get the number here is, I believe that was the same guy as who scored a handful of minutes ago. That guy with the gold or the silver tape on the back. 16, that is. Was able to poke home the rebound that just bounced right out in front of Goldberg. Once again, another not so solid night from him. He gave up 8 goals back in his first game of the season, and so far has given up 7 with right at 9:40 to go here in the third period. There's been a lot of blowouts so far in the season so far. one of the teams that has been blown out ended up being blown out back in their next game. The Cavemen beat the Stranglers 8-3 on opening night and then lost 8-1 to the Silverbacks 2 days later. As here comes 14 down low, has one man to beat. It's Riccardi. Ended up getting a piece of it. Was Riccardi. Rebound shot left for 29 as here comes Krummenacher up top. Nearly got a turnover as it's going to be back for Krummenacher. Passes it down low. Going to be a foot race now. Got a skate on it. Was the one in the goal taker's jersey. That was Gerbrant. Be gloved down right in front of the crease of Rowe. Played down low and out to the neutral zone. As it's over for Riccardi. Gonna throw this one on Rowe. Gloved it. Gonna play it down low for Gerbrant. Nearly knocking it into his own net. Chipped up and out. Mulcahy has it in the neutral zone. Gonna chip it in, waiting for everyone to retouch back in on sides. A three-man line change here for the Trash Pandas with 8:30 to go here in the third period. Turned over on sides, but over-skated it. Had to go back for it. Shot saved by Rowe. As it's gonna go up top, kept in by Hoots for a second. Now it's Mulcahy. Fires it on. 15 got a skate to it. To the neutral zone as Mulcahy's just gonna work it back the other way as here comes 15. Stranglers looking to add on more, trying to get around Hoots. Drops it back. Shot save. Rebound. Colbert just manages to hold on to it into the glove with 8 minutes on the clock. The Stranglers in their one game so far lost 8-3 to the Cavemen. As the Cavemen got the first 2 goals of the game, followed by 3 straight from the Stranglers. Edwin, Pringer, and Bullock were those 3 in a matter of 2 minutes and 36 seconds. There's one penalty in that game. That was in the third period. Derek Wells for the Cavemen. As the Trash Pandas were able to fire this one past Rowe. Brings us back to a 5-goal game as it's 7-2. Apologies there, not sure of who got that one. Puck's drop, Jumpa trying to win it back as it's one from the Trash Pandas, but the Stranglers have it into their attacking zone. Riccardi trying to clear it out as it goes up top. Going to be played with a high stick, I do believe. So we're going to have a offensive zone face-off here once again for the Stranglers as Jumpa's line's going to remain out. Baxter trying to leave one out in front. Hamilton had a chance left. Back for Baxter as Apt working it down low for 9. Couldn't hold on to it as this should go down. Went to the ice. Nope, going to be stopped just short. Riccardi has it down low. Ended up turning it over, but just luckily able to escape the danger as Apt able to get the puck turned over in front of the net a row. Hamilton upon the forecheck has it to be up for Hocevar. Try to get it in deep. As Baxter was able to throw it right back in. A lot of pitch and catch here through over 2.5 periods of play. As there's been 9 goals scored so far in this one. Still with 5.5 left to go as here comes Jumpa. Still looking to get his first goal of the season. Drops it back. Had a chance for 4 on the backhand. Over for Jumpa to the point. Fires one on. Goes off the body on one. Jumpa able to get the redirection to the far side point. Fires one on. Goes wide. Rebound once again out in front. Krummenacher out for the Pandas. They clear it out. Through the neutral zone. Tit for 25. He scored on one of the 2 goals. Fires one from the neutral zone. Goes on to the net of Rowe. Had to play it to the corner As the Stranglers have it back by their own net. Being pressured by one, trying to get it up for Gerbrand. Kept in at the top of the point. Coming down low, kept in. Quick shot goes wide. Gerbrand with one to the far side corner. Gerbrand able to work around his man. Kept in for the time being. As it's going to be worked around the far side portion of the net. Down low for the Stranglers. Has a man chasing an all-in-one on a breakaway. Scored the most recent one. Backhanded shot went wide. Krumnacher trying to work it out. Bounced off his skate through the neutral zone. Delayed offsides, able to retouch in on. They're able to work their way back in. Puck comes down low. As looks like the name says Little Coop. Able to work it down through the near side corner. Trying to find a centering feed. Has a man waiting on the back door. Not able to get it there. As it's going to come down low for the Stranglers. Over for 4. Chipping it forward as they hit the blue line. An on-man rush, 2-on-3. Shot saved by Goldberg right out in front. Rebound is going to come right onto the net. Goldberg able to keep this one out. Says no. With 3:20 to go in the third. Generally, with a close game in the third period with 3 minutes left, there would be a actual clock stoppage. But that's only in effect with games under 3 goals. Or a 3-goal difference at that. This one's at 5, so we'll keep on playing. Easy way here for the Stranglers to come away victorious with a 5-goal lead. It's just to keep icing it. Shot goes on row. He'll glove it down. Holds on to it with 2:50 to go in the third period. A defensive zone faceoff here coming up for the Stranglers. As it looks like they're on their way to evening up their record at a 1-1 season standing. As for the Trash Pandas, they're on their way to fall 0-2. Here's a chance, 14 and all alone, has chance, shot, scores, goes through the 5-hole Goldberg. As that's going to be the 8th goal given up here once again for Goldberg. As it's 8-2 in favor of the Stranglers on the 40th shot on goal of the night. As it's 40-28 shots on goal. Current standing so far, Burke Street Bullies currently stand in first place with a 2-0 record, 9 goals for, only giving up 4 on the season. Quick shot from the Mulcahy goes on net of row, going to be played back by the net for Gerbrand as it works down low for 14. Riccardi to the far side for Hoots. Baxter able to try to leave it for Baxter, instead to be picked up as here comes Hocevar. Right up through neutral zone, has some time, still with it, tried to drop it back. Hocevar still with it. From the far side circle, spinning around, tried to chip it back to the point, but nobody was there as Baxter comes away with it. Chips it for Krummenacher. Just over skates it with 1:15 to go in the third. Burke Street Bullies currently in sole possession of first place, 2-0 record. Right behind them is a 3-way tie between the Mafia, Silverbacks, and Cavemen, all 1-1. As the Stranglers and Pandas are both at the bottom 0-1. So it looks like this is going to be a 4-way tie. Shot scores from Jumpa. First goal of the season here makes the score 9-2 with under a minute to go in the third period. Jumpa and Riccardi not too pleased there, I believe. It's 9-2 after the goal from Jumpa. Riccardi still not happy there. 24 seconds to go in the period. Looks like they're just going to let the clock run. Two points on the night here from Jumpa. Got to go right at the end as they're not even going to drop the puck with 24 seconds to go. Final score being 9-2 in favor of the Stranglers, improving their season to 1-1. Trash Pandas fall to 0-2. And that will do it for us here tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday night with 2 more matchups. Once again, final score here in game number 2, 9-2 in favor of the Stranglers over the Trash Pandas.